Congratulations, you've discovered the Lost Level.
Hey guys, and welcome to episode 101 of the Lost Level. My name's Adam.
And I'm Chris.
And I'm Alex.
And I think this is going to be our big E3 episode, huh?
Yeah, this is where we have now seen the conferences, and we're going to discuss our thoughts on the upcoming games.
It's our Christmas.
Pretty much, yeah.
You know, second Christmas, because Christmas is usually Christmas.
Christmas is usually Christmas.
Yeah.
Very insightful, Alex. This is why people listen to the show.
I know holidays.
Great insight like that. All right, so why don't we just start off with, do you guys want to do conference to conference? Do you want to skip around? How do you want to do this?
I'm pretty sure this is something we should have discussed off-cast, but okay. Let's go by the conferences.
Yeah,
Right.
I agree.
Let's talk about the first conference that started, Bethesda.
That's the only way you could say it properly. Is
Bethesda.
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 Right?
Bethesda.
Yeah, Bethesda.
There's no F in
Bethesda.
there.
I'm not saying F.
He's saying F.
I don't know what you're saying. Okay.
So the first conference, Bethesda.
It's not hyphenated.
I'm not trying to hyphenate. Shut up.
So,
Anyways.
the first thing they showed, so we could get off on this loop of a bit, is...
It's not a bit.
Shut up. It was Doom. Not Doom 4, just Doom.
Yeah.
Which I feel like a lot of games are doing that lately.
They pretty much have to, because people are, like, just over franchises.
No,
I
they're
think.
not. Are you fucking kidding me? That's all we've seen here. These pages of notes is franchises.
Yes, I have.
Like recent franchises,
Yeah,
I guess.
see Sony notes. We'll talk about franchises. Yeah.
Okay. So
Bethesda, Doom.
yeah, it's pretty looking Doom.
Yeah, I think it looks pretty rad.
Pretty brutal.
It's pretty cool how like you shoot them, you wound them, and then you like run up to them and grab them and punch them in the face till their
Like
face falls
execution
off.
moves, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that being really cool at the very beginning. Like, you heard the crowd as they first did it, like, oh! But then after they did it like 20 more times, they're like, eh.
Exactly.
It's going to be that kind of old, like, all right, this is going to be kind of old quickly type of thing.
Yes.
The luster will wear out quickly.
It's going to be like VATS.
No.
No, VATS is still cool. Is it like Mortal Kombat, maybe, where like you do a punch and you get like the X-ray
moves?
skull
Maybe.
thing? Maybe.
But those serve such a purpose of doing a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Whatever.
that was just my little notice of the Doom trailer.
No, I totally recognize that as well.
Overall, I thought the gameplay looked pretty smooth.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's smooth, but once again, it's just very one note.
Mm-hmm.
Two note, I guess, if you add the melee to it.
But it's Doom. I mean,
Right.
what are you expecting?
I don't know, and I think that's the problem. Is it is the nostalgia and people just want another Doom game, but really, how much more is there to Doom that they can do?
Well, they reinvigorated Wolfenstein.
They did, but they added like a complex story
Yeah.
and a skill tree and stuff like that, and really cool stealth sections.
Okay. Yeah. All right. What about Diablo? I mean, Diablo doesn't have like it's just a loot grab game that people love the shit out of.
Yeah, but with that you got loot grabbing, and loot grabbing is its own
addictive.
kind of reward. It's like, oh, I get this thing, and it's this much stronger, but I lose this. Do I want it? You know, it really makes you think how you want to play. While this is shoot, punch
Okay.
face, put boot in face,
Adam,
put
do you,
his own boot in his own face.
Adam, do you agree?
I do. I mean, it was cool seeing a new Doom, but saying that I'm excited for it would be a big-time lie. I don't know if Doom needs to exist anymore. You know, it doesn't seem like, other than really pretty graphics and that's it, I don't think there's anything new that I saw in that trailer. Other games have done all types of melee, so that's not like, wow, you know, this is the first game to allow you to kill somebody with your hands.
Yeah, granted, this is probably more brutal than most games out there.
Yeah, I mean, you're smashing heads into bits and pieces, but I mean, I've seen that in Gears of War, curb stomping dudes. So I mean, it's brutal. Yeah, absolutely. It fits into that genre of of Doom itself, because Doom's kind of its own genre, you know.
Yeah, it's there. It exists.
And will I play through it? Yeah. Am I going to pick it up on day one? No.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
We'll
It'll
see.
be definitely a game I get on the cheap.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Steam sale, that shit.
Just for that nostalgia factor, like Alex said earlier.
Yeah, Sex Team Sales today.
All right. A newer IP sequel is Dishonored.
Yes, that looks fucking cool though. Like, because the first game was rad as shit.
And it's still fresh and it's still in people's minds.
Yes.
And that game is cool because you can play it however the fuck you want. You don't have to lift a gun. You don't have to kill anybody.
Nope.
And still beat the game.
Yep.
And that's what I fucking love about it. And this looks cool. It still keeps that great art style, but smoother and prettier.
Right.
And
Two playable characters, which is nice.
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I need to get back and sit down and finish Dishonored or play a little bit more of it, and I've heard
You
nothing
played
but
Deus
good
Ex,
things.
right?
Yeah, I love Deus Ex.
Yeah, okay. If you love Deus Ex, you'll love this.
Yeah, I'm sure. I know that I'd like it. I just haven't gone to it.
You'll have the opportunity of replaying it soon too, because they did announce the
The Uber edition.
enhanced edition or
That's
whatever it's
right.
called. Yeah, so
Yeah.
definitive edition.
No, I
think.
downloaded it. Was it on PSN or was it on Xbox One? They had the free month.
I think
it was a free game.
Both of them eventually had it, but I think
Was
it
it?
was Xbox 360.
I know I downloaded it for
definitely.
one of them, so I'm definitely going to play it at some point. One game that I don't know if I'm going to play, it looked cool though, is Elder Scrolls Online. It's one of those games where the three of us aren't necessarily PC gamers. Alex is the most out of us.
Yeah.
Because he Steam sales like crazy, like as he's doing right now as we
Shut
podcast.
up. Let's see, what do we got going? Oh, you know, I think I looked at these last night, so I should be
But regardless,
Yeah,
it's just a game that I never really got into. I mean, they're great games. They look fun.
Yeah,
I don't have the time commit or the time suck to really go into those games and enjoy myself because I'm taking the time to play them. It's just like I don't do it, but look cool.
yeah. I mean, like personally, I'm still burnt out on Skyrim. I played the shit out of Skyrim. I didn't play it as much as say like a Fallout 3, but I still played the crap out of it, and I need a break from that universe. So I'm super stoked for probably the next game you're going to mention.
Doom,
Battle
No.
Cry.
Battlecry.
That's the one. Yeah.
No.
No,
I think we could gloss over that one.
yeah, Fallout 4 officially announced.
Game of the
Well,
year.
yeah.
Yeah,
Calling it.
it's here. It exists. It lives. And there's a Pip-Boy edition that looks rad as shit.
That we all bought the moment we saw that it existed.
Now we saw that on the.
Well, actually, I slept on it and missed my chance on Amazon, so I waited for Best Buy. But yeah, no, I got it.
Yeah, so we all pre-ordered the Pip-Boy edition, obviously. There are limited numbers available, so from now until launch day, if you see like a random tweet or if you see a news article saying, hey, they're available here, I would suggest, if you're interested in it at all, jump in on the chance. You could always cancel your pre-order if you change your mind later on the road, but you'll have that pre-order in case you do want it.
Yeah.
So definitely keep an eye out for that because it's going to be not like the Halo Legendary Editions that came out years ago where...
The helmets and shit.
Yeah, where you just saw 2 million of those at every store. Stores were trying to give those away for free.
Just
Like,
stacked up, yeah.
yeah, like you buy a bag of popcorn. Here's a Spartan helmet for free, type of thing. It's not going to be like that. They're Bethesda's saying like, shit. There's a lot of people buying these things, and we don't have that many. Definitely get that. But anyways, you guys want to talk? You want to get into Fallout 4? Do you want to talk about what you're excited? Anything?
Well, I think it's cool that you name your character and they have like over 5,000 pre-recorded names. So whatever you
Yeah.
name your character, they're actually like, oh, so you name character Adam, I'm like, Mr. Adam, how are you doing? And I'm like, that's pretty cool.
Why would I name my character Adam?
Mr. Big Head, how are you doing?
I don't know if that's going to be recorded.
It should be Dick Butt.
Dick butt.
If there's a Dick Butt command in there,
I'm sure if it's not, they're going modded to do so.
oh, there's mods.
Which is awesome for all you Xbox One owners who buy it for that.
And PlayStation 4 confirmed now.
It is confirmed for PlayStation
Yeah.
4? Okay.
What do we mean by that? That means you can go onto your PCs and create mods or get mods that people create, which is a huge community on PC gaming. One of the major aspects of
Especially
playing.
for Bethesda games
Oh,
like
yeah.
Skyrim and all the Fallout, like those all had a lot of mods.
Yeah, you know what? Let's for the listeners that don't play PC games and don't really understand the mod community. What are some examples of, like, we'll say Skyrim? What were some mods that you saw in Skyrim on the PC version?
Well, there's a lot of people building their own storylines, and then there's people who've built a whole entire land that you can go to.
Holy shit.
Yeah, like those are dedicated modders.
Yeah, I think the most common stuff that you'll see would be like graphical enhancers. You'll have different textures.
I'm not sure if you're going to see that a lot for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, though, because there's
console,
such limitation on that.
That's true. In general,
Big
I think
tits,
the mods,
though. They do that a lot.
a lot of big tits. Yeah,
Big tits. Or not even that. Sometimes they reframe to make it look like anime characters, even. So there's alterations like that.
So you can customize your characters to make them look a certain way.
Yeah,
you can,
a lot of hair mods, a lot of weapon mods, armor, stuff like that. Gameplay enhancements as well.
Mm-hmm.
So there's just a ton of shit you can do with mods, basically.
There is a popular one going around for Grand Theft Auto 5 where there was a gun that shot Jeeps.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
You could shoot, you point the gun and you fire, and a Jeep just comes barreling out and hitting whatever you're pointing it at, which is fucking hilarious.
Yep.
I remember one of my favorite mods that I saw online was from a Grand Theft Auto game, and it was they made the Back to the Future DeLorean.
Oh, well, there's also the Iron Man mod for Grand Theft Auto 4. That was cool.
Yeah, there's so many cool shit that you can do with mods, and this was a major announcement for Bethesda to make. I lost my train of thought because I had to focus on saying that name properly. For them to do it for a console. This is the first time you're ever going to do mods on a console, and that's huge.
Absolutely.
Very badass. Makes me excited for it because I've never toyed with mods on PCs because I never really had a PC that was able to run a lot of these games.
And for them to do that means like it's going to be very smooth integration in the mods. Because with modding for PCs, sometimes you're going to have to load files and go into directories and shit like that. Load this file here. For this, it's like it's going to be integrated into the game. Yeah, and just make it really smooth and hopefully cut down any conflicts that may occur.
Yeah. I'm just curious to see if or how they're going to decide which mods we can and can't use. Is there going to be like an approval process at Sony or Microsoft, or just is it an internal Bethesda thing? Obviously, we're not going to be able to, like Alex said, we're not going to be able to get all the mods that exist for PC just because the PC kind of has limitless power.
Put more RAM to it, put a better video card in it, you're good. But
exactly.
When it's like super enhanced lighting mods with volumetric lighting and more particle effects and weather effects and higher res textures, it's like there's comes a limit.
Exactly.
So yeah, they'll probably have a dedicated page for it that you can download certain mods or something like that.
Right.
It makes sense.
Let's hope they remain free on console, because they've always been free on PC.
Well,
Steam
except for
had
that one little mishap there, Steam. It's okay, we forgive you.
Yeah, it kind of falls on Microsoft and Sony because they don't like putting stuff for free on their stores necessarily. I know that's been one of the problems.
But is this going to be on their stores? Is it going,
or just patchable
go
through the game?
A Bethesda?
Yeah, that's
server?
true too. Yeah,
because they did announce that Bethesda Net or whatever, which is I assume how the Pip-Boy app is going to work, which is fucking cool as well.
Yeah,
like I don't see myself using that, but just the fact that they thought to do that is.
And it totally makes sense for them to think to do
Yes.
that. And that's like one of the funny things about it. It's like, yeah, it's a gimmick and you're probably going to try it out because it looks just badass. But we'll see. We'll see how functional it is and how well it plays into our games. Maybe you will be using it. Like, holy shit, this is a badass add-on where I can just press a button on my Pip-Boy on my actual wrist and do some actions.
Quick little heal, whatever.
Yeah.
But, yeah, just going back, it's probably going to go to that Bethesda Net thing.
Indeed. So yeah, obviously Fallout 4 is coming out. What was the release date on that one?
November 10th.
Yep.
Right around the corner.
Which is this year.
Or so I like to tell myself.
Which is huge. It is around the corner. We're already in June, so.
We're halfway through June. It's approaching, so. Yeah, let's talk about the other features. There's the whole building the community thing, which is. kind of was like a throwback to Dark Cloud for me, and I like that game a lot. I like building the town and everything. So you got to do this, and it's such more detail and depth, and
defend your town.
Your town.
And it's like, oh no, they're adding tower defense to Fallout, which I was not keen on.
I don't think it's going to be as integrated as you're expecting it to be.
I'm hoping that it is very in depth, and it's not like, okay, if we throw up 2 turrets here, then you don't have to worry about raiders. I hope there's a little bit more depth to it. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I hope that I can disable some of that if I don't want to continue doing that every time. Like, I don't want it to be like Assassin's Creed, where they added that tower defense element, and
that was so shittily done, though.
But I don't want it to be like that. I don't want to be like, oh, great, my hideout's under duress again, and I need to go save it. And then I go do another tower defense section. And it's like, no, man, I don't care. I don't want to do this.
I don't see them doing that a lot because it's such an expansive world. They can't be like, oh, your town's under attack. Run over there, and it's going to take you 2 fucking hours to get there. No.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's not like that. I mean, we don't know too much about it. It sounds awesome in principle, but we've seen it in previous games, and we're kind of I'm hesitant about it. But I like the idea that you can build and customize and do all that shit. That's awesome. That makes
customizing the weapons and your power armor.
Oh god.
Like the fact that the armor is like layered now.
Yeah, and you can make it how you want. And like even just with the weapons, like when I saw them doing that, it made me think back to Dead Space 3, and customizing weapons was the best part of that game.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh, I mean, if you get that level, that's going to be cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's going to be nuts. And I'm watching the press conference thinking...
Which adds so much more to the mining community when you think about it. Getting that extra layer, they could do so much more.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God.
Game of the year. Call it.
It's just going to be like 500 hours of gameplay. My eyes are going to be like sewn open, like must play Fallout. And it's going to suck.
500 hours for your first character.
Yeah, that's the other problem. That's the thing I'm scared about. This game is going to suck in so much time. It's like, oh, shit. But I'm ready.
I may just quit my job.
But we talked about it before, like in previous podcasts where we talk about Fallout and Fallout 3 Burnout. And we just got to that point where, like, I can't do any more Fallout. We played the shit out of this game. So much so we didn't even touch Fallout New Vegas.
Oh, I went balls deep into that game as well.
Yeah, okay.
I'm one of those diehards, I guess.
I was still Fallout outed, and I couldn't do it. But
Fallout fatigued.
Yeah, now the body's ready. I'm ready. Yeah. Fallout 4. Let's do this.
Like it's to the point where like I kind of want to go back to Fallout 3 in New Vegas just to get back into it a little bit, just to get that little appetizer, you know.
We talked about that like with the Batman game because like I started playing Origins. I never really finished Origins. Was that Origins the last one that came out?
Arkham Origins, yeah.
Yeah, I started playing that again. I'm like, why? There's a fucking Batman game coming out next week. Like, stop yourself.
Right.
Because then you're going to get burnt out on this shitty game. And the Rocksteady one's coming out, which is supposed to get awesome reviews right now.
Yeah.
And I should do that. So I stopped. I stopped playing, waiting for the new one to come out. All right, let's move on to Microsoft. And they were the second conference that came out. Obviously, they showed their big guns. They showed Halos. They showed...
Halo looks like Halo. Looks cool.
Yeah.
Nathan Fillion looks like a boss.
Yeah, that was cool to see Nathan Fillion, obviously. You know, they showed a Gears of War stuff. And they showed their main franchises and their flagships, definitely. That's where they announced the Fallout 4 mods. They also showed Forza 6, which is also one of their flags.
Yeah.
They love the shit out of that. And rightfully so. Forza is a solid racing game if you like playing racing games. Mm-hmm. Do you guys want to talk about Fallout? Or, I'm sorry, Fallout. We already talked about Fallout.
Let's talk about Fallout some more. So the dog.
You know where my brain is. Halo 5.
No. Like, it's a Halo game. It looks like a good Halo game. It looks fun. I'm sure I'll play through. I'm sure I'll enjoy it.
Is the story interesting to you? The way they're marketing it?
Yeah, having those two sides, and I do want to see what they're going to do with that. Mm-hmm. So it's definitely there's going to be a draw for the story.
Yeah, and that's my draw. I mean, obviously, when I'm not one of those huge multiplayer people are like, oh my god, there's a new Halo game. I need to play the Halos multiplayer and call everybody swear words and call them gay and all that stupid shit. Like, I don't want to do that. I want to play the multiplayer, or I want to play the single player because I like the single player story of Halo. I like the universe,
Right.
and I'm excited for this, and I like the way that they're marketing it, making it interesting.
Very.
Adam, not a fan of the Halo mans necessarily. What do you think when you saw the footage?
More Halo? I mean,
Yeah.
I don't dislike Halo by any means, but it's never been like, wow, to me. And I'm one of the few people in the world, I think, that doesn't like Halo multiplayer.
Mm.
I've never really enjoyed it outside of just like private parties of just rocket launchers.
Mm-hmm.
That was always fun, but the actual core mechanics of the multiplayer are just not for me.
Okay.
So I'm not excited for that aspect of the game. Intrigued by the plot, but I think I would have to play 4 because the last Halo I played was Reach. So
Okay.
I played all of them except for 4, I guess. At 4 and that strategy one. But
Halo
I don't-
Wars?
Yeah, I don't know if that one really fits in story wise.
I really liked Halo Wars, actually. I played the shit out of that
I
game.
didn't touch that one either, to be honest.
I really enjoyed it for some reason. Anyways, moving on. One of the games that is eventually going to come out someday, Tom Clancy's The Division.
Well, they're saying 2016.
Yeah, well, they were saying 2015 in 2014.
Yeah.
It's a game that's been announced that we blew our minds when they showed the tech demo of it. Like, holy shit!
Yeah.
That's still,
And,
it's still
now
blows my
we're
mind.
seeing more of it, which is still like, hey, great! This game still looks fucking awesome as it did last year.
Well, it looks awesome, but visually it looks awesome, but gameplay wise, it looks awesome as well. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm. This is one of the games I was stoked about last year. Like, I couldn't stop talking about The Division. Like, holy shit, did you guys watch that? But Xbox One is getting a beta in December, so it is a reality.
I do want to get on that and maybe go on there with you for a bit and try that out because it's going to be fun co-op.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Maybe by then I'll have an Xbox One as well.
You will.
You
But
should.
I'm so on the fence still. But
Yeah, well, you get off the fence and jump into the game.
I will probably buy
Because
it.
by November, isn't Tomb Raider
Tomb
coming out
Raider,
in
yeah.
November, and that's going to be coming out first there. And I'm
Yeah.
sure you're going to want to get your hands on that.
I don't know if I'll... Yeah, I mean, but at the same time, November I get Fallout, so I don't know if I'll be rushing into Tomb Raider. Although I'm very excited for Tomb Raider,
No, yeah, that
but
makes
Fallout's
sense.
just going to steal all of my time.
Oh, yeah, Tomb Raider's coming out like the week after Fallout, isn't it?
Launch November 10th?
Same day?
I don't know. In the notes here, Rise of the Tomb Raider launch November 10th.
Oh, shit.
That's bad news for Tomb Raider.
That's horrible news.
That's horrible news for gamers.
Yeah.
All gamers.
Yeah, so there's going to be a double dip on fucking that day. That's horrible.
Yeah.
Guys, you guys have to figure that out. Talk amongst yourselves. Figure out 2 different release dates, please.
Like back in the day, game companies would change their dates because they didn't want to release on the same day as Call of Duty. You know, when Call of Duty was in its heyday.
I think that's what Ubisoft did for Watch Dogs, essentially, because they're like, maybe they probably need more time on that as well, but it's
Yeah.
also like, well, we also have Assassin's Creed coming out around the same time. We
Yep.
don't want to cannibalize our own market.
Yeah, that's the problem with, like, you know, your October, November, December games where there's just 4 or 5 games that you know you're going to play and they all come out around the similar times. That was a huge problem with, I would say, Plants vs. Zombies when that came out, because Titanfall came out shortly after that. And both are great multiplayer games. Both are really fun games, but they came out so close to each other that once you started playing Titanfall, you stopped playing Plants vs. Zombies.
Sure.
And that was a fun game for that couple of weeks
Garden
until
Warfare.
Titanfall came out.
Both, yeah.
I mean, it's an unfortunate thing that happens when games are bunched up together, and we've seen them getting pushed to the following year. So that means April, March becomes that clusterfuck of a time frame where a lot of games come out too, because everything's getting bounced around. But hopefully we will see these games come out a little bit different, even if it's a week or 2 apart, where you can spend like a week or 2 to get through Tomb Raider and then Fallout comes out.
Because you could probably burn through Tomb Raider within a week, I would think.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
So if you could do that and then just jump to Fallout, that would be ideal. But
Yeah.
maybe I'll be playing Fallout 4 on my PC with Tomb Raider on my Xbox One. I'm just going back and forth. I'll be like, okay, auto walk to the next town.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, go into some tombs. Good. All right, go back to my town. Let's do this.
Yeah, don't definitely do.
I'll be very impressed if he can manage that one way or another.
I'm sure I'd get confused. So I'm like, Lara, where's your power armor?
Yeah, dude. Once Fallout comes out, everything I own is going to collect dust.
Yeah, for sure, dude. One game that I'm kind of excited about actually is Rainbow Six. It's been a while since the last one came out.
That game looks cool, dude.
And Rainbow Six, it also includes Vegas 1 and 2 with it, so you're getting 3 games. And the terrorist hunt looks so badass. I loved Rainbow Six because I love the terrorist hunt stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's just great. It's so much fun to just log in with a couple of buddies and go through these scenarios, and it's just fun to do that stuff. So when they announced that, I was super excited for it. I love me some Rainbow Six. My favorite multiplayer game of all time is still Rainbow Six 3. I played the fuck out of that game.
I remember you saying, yeah.
Yeah, I played that 8 hours a day. Like, I was a diehard Rainbow Six 3 person. Like, I love the shit out of that. That was so much fun. But no other game since then has really got me into that same type of, like, holy shit, I love this multiplayer. There's been great multiplayer out there. I mean, Call of Duty, Advanced Warfare, all these other great games that came out, Battlefield. But it just, something about, for me, like we talk about nostalgia, we say that's a bad thing sometimes, but that's just a fact of the matter. Like, yeah. I love me that Rainbow Six, and they announced this one. I'm like, yep, I'm done.
Yeah, this one definitely looks fun, and I think it's actually a good thing in this situation that we haven't had a Rainbow Six game in so long.
Mm-hmm.
Because for a while there, the market was kind of flooded with them. There was like a new Rainbow Six almost yearly.
Yeah, and that was the problem with them. They went away, thank God. Hopefully they do that shit with Assassin's Creed, where they take some time, like, all right, let's step back. And people reinvigorate themselves and, like, yes, I want another Assassin's Creed, as opposed to, here's another one, which we get every year at this point, which is unfortunate. Let's say, Rise of the Tomb Raider looked great. They showed some gameplay footage of it. Fable Legends, meh.
Okay.
Yeah, just, I'm very meh about Fable at this point. There's really nothing to it. Like, I don't know. Not excited.
Yeah.
DayZ, are you excited for that for the Xbox One?
Kinda. Like, I always wanted to play it on the PC. I don't feel like it's going to be a lot more accessible for me to get on the Xbox. So I'm interested in it. Definitely interested. But I feel like it's going to be like a huge time sink and like one of those things that I just get way too involved in, and it consumes my life. Yeah.
No, definitely. One game I was actually surprised how I felt was we just talked about it, Modern Warfare or Garden Warfare, Plants vs. Zombies. They're coming out with the sequel. They announced the sequel. Looks fun. I really enjoyed the first one.
The first one was so much fun, dude.
And I really wish it came out at a different time as opposed to Titanfall, because then I neglected it, but I really enjoyed playing it when I did play it.
Yeah.
It's a fun, cute little, well-made multiplayer.
And, like, the difference between that and other multiplayers is, like, I don't feel so, like hectic during it. Like I can chill and play it. I don't feel like this huge, like,
you don't get that rage.
Right, exactly. It's such a chill multiplayer game, which is hard to come by, because it's like it's plants and zombies. Like, how can you get like worked up over it? You know?
Yeah, you're not getting like anger because you keep on getting headshotted dead. And it's fun to play. Like, I don't know. I really enjoyed the shit out of that. So I was happy that they announced Plants vs. Zombies 2. And looking forward to actually sitting down and taking some time for that. Hopefully it does not come out November 10th. But yeah. What do you think, Adam?
I really liked the first one. I first played it at your place, and then a few months later, EA had some sort of promotion where they gave you a choice of some free games. I don't remember what the situation was, but
right.
I picked up Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare for PS4 for free. And I remember playing it for a good amount of time as well. And then again, I got distracted by something else. Similar situation to Titanfall, but absolutely a really good, fun multiplayer.
Yeah.
It feels like you're almost playing a party game, but over the internet.
Right. Yeah, it just has a good feel to it. And that's something rare in a multiplayer game nowadays, because as you guys said, there's just those moments where you're just like, fuck this person, fuck this game, and you just rage quit the shit out of it because you just there's just that aspect to it. But this game is just different.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the cartoony feel to it. Who knows?
Yeah.
But anyways,
And it's really well balanced.
yeah.
You don't feel like you have classes that really outclass each other, because each one of those classes has a great strength and a great weakness, and
Yeah, you got like the Chomper Flower that is only straight melee combat, so you have to get close, but you can also one-hit kill them.
yeah.
it's really thought out. Like, they did a really, really good job thinking that game out.
And it seemed like a cash-in when they first announced it.
Oh, God, yeah. It's like, oh, okay, everybody loves Plants vs. Zombies on their phones, and then, like, oh, they're making it like a Call of Duty. But it's fucking thought out. It's great.
Like, even when that first trailer I looked at, I'm like, oh, those are next-gen graphics, and that looks pretty. So, like, it didn't seem like a huge cash grab for me. I'm like, okay, they're putting thought into this.
Mm-hmm.
PopCap is upping their game.
Yeah, and they upped it very well. One game that actually caught me by surprise, Adam's obviously excited about it, Dark Souls 3.
Oh, he made a face.
Yeah, whoa. What the shit is this?
You weren't too hot on Dark Souls 2, were you?
No. Like,
what?
I don't know. I still like Demon Souls and Bloodborne better than I like Dark Souls. I'm one of those people.
I thought, like, the second I saw this trailer going, I'm like, oh, God damn it, Adam.
I mean, I'll still probably play the crap out of it, but
It looked gorgeous.
The trailer's phenomenal.
Yeah.
That trailer is great. I was excited. Like, shit, I hate this franchise. And I love that trailer. I don't hate the franchise. I just didn't play it because I know it's just going to bother the shit out of me.
Yeah, you're going to punish yourself with it.
Yeah, and I would hate that. So that's why I stay away, because I'm smart enough to stay away from a great game. I know it's a good game. I know it's a good series. Adam talks about it all the time glowingly. I have friends who talk about it glowingly. It's not the game for me. That's okay.
Yeah.
It's perfectly acceptable to have games that aren't for everyone. So you're not excited, dude. Totally surprised by that.
Not as excited as I am by other things. Because it wasn't like a big surprise to me that they're making another one.
Oh, yeah, there were all the leaks of the screenshots and everything. Yeah. So it's like, okay, yeah, they're making another one. It makes sense.
Okay. Are you more excited about Doom than Dark Souls 3?
No.
Okay, so it's not on that level. Okay.
No.
One thing that was surprising to me that I was excited about was the Rare collection that was announced.
Yeah, that was surprising.
30 games, $30.
Right.
Great games from back in the Rare library,
mm-hmm.
like Battletoads, and like it just
jet bikes.
Yeah, RC Pro-Am. Are you kidding me?
Dude, speaking of Battletoads, I think if I do have an Xbox One when this game comes out and I buy this game, it's going to be the very first time in my entire life that I'm going to beat Battletoads. Because of the simple fact that they've incorporated a rewind button into the older classic games. So okay. I'll be able to get past that stupid fucking motorcycle part.
Well, here's also the thing, like, are they going to gear the games to be the aspect ratio of modern games so it fills a full screen?
Well, that's a good question.
It's 16:9, so when you're going through that fucking jet bike area, you actually see further
see the
ahead.
walls coming?
Yeah.
That'd be huge.
That's also valid. If not, though, the rewind button's going to be a freaking godsend. I'm going to feel like goddamn Prince of Persia.
But I'm sure there's going to be like an achievement in there for like to beat it without using the rewind button. You're like, God damn it!
Speaking of achievements, that game's going to have like 10,000 points.
Yeah, some ridiculous number.
Speak to the to the
it's gonna
achievement whores out there.
Stupid amount.
Damn it. I'm glad I'm not an achievement whore anymore as much.
Yeah.
So kind of an achievement whore.
I've cut back on that so much, especially if any of the achievements are like replay value ones. Like I have to play it two or three times. Like no, don't care.
Over it.
Yeah, done with that.
Like I'd be happy to go back to Perfect Dark now that I think about it. Like considering like turning how they change the controls around to fit to a modern controller.
Mm-hmm.
Like that'd be a fun game to play because I remember playing that game a lot on the 64.
Yeah.
Super good party game.
Yeah. Oh man, there's so much great stuff. I forgot like just how many Rare games I enjoyed back in the day.
Conkers.
Yeah. I mean that's a huge game that's on there by itself. It's like oh shit, they're doing Bad Fur Day.
Yep.
Bad Fur Day was cool.
So yeah, dude, super stoked for this. So I'm excited. $30, 30 games.
Yeah.
Definitely buying the shit out of that.
A bargain to say the least.
Yeah, totally. Something that's not necessarily a bargain.
Well, wait, there was another Rare game announced, right?
Oh, Sea of Thieves.
That's it. Yes.
That was the one that was announced, which I was just like, don't
Yeah, it's a
know. I don't know how I
pirate
feel
game.
about
It
it.
seems almost MMO-ish, right? Because you saw all the names over the head.
Yeah, I'm making the same face Adam is right now, which is like a constipated, like weird.
Yeah,
I wasn't even
face.
thinking about games there. It was that.
Yeah, it just.
Oh,
like,
you're just constipated. Is what you're saying?
Adam needs to poop right now. But yeah, I'm not really excited for that because of all the other stuff that we saw. Okay.
I'm sorry. I didn't want to talk about it. I just knew there was another game. Like, what was the other thing they announced?
There was. Okay. Out of the games that Microsoft showed, obviously they have their bigs, and we're still going to talk about some of those bigs, but they go through their annual indie section where they show a lot of independent games that are coming out for the console, for the Xbox Live. And one stood out above all others, and that is Cuphead.
Correct.
Cuphead looks fucking amazing.
It looks fantastic.
Like a 1930s, 40s cartoon seamlessly inputted into a gameplay. It looks fucking awesome.
Yeah, like old school Mickey Mouse, like Steamboat Willie almost, but with color.
Super stoked for that. And I'm not a huge indie person, but like holy shit, that blew me away.
Yeah.
It looked a lot of fun.
Totally stoked for that one. All right, let's talk about functionality real quick. Xbox or Microsoft, in a huge move, decides that they're going to announce backwards compatibility, something that has been the large argument between moms and pops and people buying systems and not buying systems because of it. And they announced they're going to do some backwards compatibility for 360 games.
Keyword some.
Some, yeah. Not every single one. They're going to have a list. They're going to continue to update that list as they go through the years with the console.
Yeah.
But it's a cool functionality for
Absolutely.
people to come, and I think it'll actually sell some systems.
Yeah, like I said, it's a great business standpoint because I was listening to Phil Spencer talk about it, and he was like, this is going to be what the old generation needs to get to the new generation. It's going to be that, you still have your games that you can bring to this.
And they'll work better.
Yeah.
I saw a video recently online of somebody running Mass Effect on the Xbox One, and it runs smoother. There's no texture pop because everything just loads instantly.
God, that texture pop is always such a fucking...
Oh, and Mass Effect? It was awful.
All those games.
Yeah.
It wasn't just Mass Effect. It was like any game that was running the Unreal
Gears
Engine.
of War, yeah.
Hold on. Let's go back to Mass Effect really quickly. Will the elevator be faster?
The load times are faster.
I would imagine, yeah.
Oh my god. Still playing that again then.
I mean, just to give you an example, something that pops into my mind right away is that texture
Besides textures?
No, this is actually in reference to those textures. I was watching a video of a comparison of Mass Effect running on Xbox 360 and on the Xbox One. It took 6 seconds for the texture to pop in on the Xbox 360, 0 seconds on the Xbox One. And that's, I mean... It's a technical thing, but that's really fucking cool, man. That your old games will actually run better on the newer console. It's really cool.
My thing is...
I guess I'm playing those.
Yeah, no. My biggest thing is all my saves are on the 360. Is there going to be a way for me to somehow get the saves from the 360 to Xbox One?
Well, you already have the option of cloud save, don't you?
Yeah, but that's limited, and I'm not sure. Maybe
They may
that's
expand that just because of this functionality.
Yeah, hopefully, because that would be the only thing holding me back about taking advantage of the backwards compatibility.
Sure.
Well,
they might let you use a flash drive even too. So.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Huh.
And you can hook up an external. So I mean, there's different things that they can do to transfer your game saves. But I think that would be a huge thing for them
I'm
to
sure
announce.
That all those details are going to be
they've had to have thought about it and be like, well, people don't want to lose their save files, or if they revisit some of these games, they'd like to have some of those.
For games like Fallout 3, where people sunk hours into, and they have their Wasteland guy, that if they want to play it on the Xbox One.
In reference to that, actually, I'm glad you brought up Fallout 3 because that reminds me of something that Microsoft is doing, I think, really well in reference to this whole backwards compatibility thing. Instead of just them deciding, hey, these are the games that you want to play, so these are the games that you can play on your Xbox One, they've actually gone out there and they've put out polls on their site asking the gamers, what games do you want us to make backwards compatible? And Fallout 3 happens to be at the top of that list, so... People will be playing Fallout
Yes.
3 on their Xbox Ones. Super cool.
Really cool. So, yeah, really smart move on Microsoft's point.
No, huge. That was awesome. The other really badass thing that they showed out of nowhere was their Elite controller.
Right.
Badass except for the price.
Well, that was the problem. They did not mention the price during their presentation, and their presentation was baller. Like, I saw that controller, I'm like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
You could change out the sticks. You can change out a bunch of things. It has like buttons where your pinkies is. Like, it looks fucking awesome. It's like a gaming mouse, essentially.
It's totally for competitive players.
Yeah, it looks freaking awesome. And then that's backed up by like, okay, this is a competitive player's controller, which is awesome. But then there's also going to be a competitive player's price point.
Yeah.
$150.
$150
Half the cost of your fucking console.
is going to be this controller. So you're probably not going to own 4 of these. So if you're playing like side by side multiplayer or something like that, you can definitely own your friend unless he brings his controller over again. But yeah, it's an awesome looking controller. Great idea. Something to kind of maybe tap into that pro market, gaming pro market.
Are you saying you're going to become a pro gamer now?
I am officially announcing my I forgot what the word of it is. Like whatever. I'm joining Pro League.
Your initiation into the pro gaming circuit?
I'm going to be able to be drafted, so anybody who wants to draft me into their pro team...
You know you have to be good at games, right?
I'm going to be a bro gamer. I'm going to be a pro gamer.
Okay.
I'm going to wear a headband. It's going to be awesome.
Can't get
'Cause you're gonna get
that
so
sweat
sweaty.
getting in your eyes.
Yeah, it's going to... I won't be able to, I won't have time to wipe my eyes from like all the sweat and everything like that, so I'm going to rock the
Fair
pro
enough.
gamer headband.
You're so stupid.
What?
Honestly, when it comes to the controller, I think it's really freaking cool, other than that price point. And the one other thing that bugs me is, like, what is going on with Microsoft and D-pads? Have they not figured out D-pads yet? Why does this D-pad still look like a piece of floating shit?
I don't know. I kind of like the D-pad.
It looks cool, but it doesn't look like it's going to have good functionality.
I feel like it's going to be very useful for fighting games.
I think it's not, actually, because the original 360 had a D-pad just like that floating D-pad, and it sucked ass for any fighting games.
Well, we don't know it. We haven't touched it yet.
Right, that's the thing. We're going to have to get our hands on it. I think that a lot of people are going to have to get their hands on it before they actually drop $150 on it.
Oh, yeah.
So you're going to probably see a lot of kiosks with that shit on there around.
Yeah. I mean, maybe that D-pad, they finally revolutionized it and figured it out. Like, this is the D-pad everybody wanted.
The best thing they ever did for D-pads was on the 360 still, when they had that little transforming one.
That was a cool
pop
one.
out or
That
whatever,
was
yeah.
a good D-pad. And that's the way it should have been. But this, again, it's just a big disc.
Kind of like the Valve controller, maybe.
But
I don't
that's
know.
touch input. So
Well, but that's the thing. They also have swappable parts, so maybe there's a different D-pad on there.
So
that-
maybe traditionalists can get their D-pad
Yeah.
that they want.
fair enough.
So, yeah.
So you're paying $150, but there's $150 with multiple parts, with multiple things you could put on there. So
and if it enhances your gameplay experience, like, long term, I think $150 investment is not that bad, I guess.
It's the cost of what?
You're paying $60 for a
3
regular
controllers
controller,
almost.
so yeah, it's a little bit more obviously, but you're getting just that much more value from it. I think that I'm strangely okay with it, considering how much gaming mouses cost. And
I don't even know how much those cost. Are they around the
A
same
decent
price
one's
point?
going to be between like 80 to 120.
Really?
And then
So-
you get you get that, and then you also get like a nice gaming keyboard or something.
Yeah.
It equals out to like, $150, $160
Right,
or something like that. So I'm like, I'm okay with it from that aspect. If I'm looking at it from that style, then I'm like, okay, it kind of makes sense to me, and I can maybe justify it in my
Why are
head.
you just going to fucking announce that you can use mouse and keyboard on our system as well?
Yeah.
Like, I am waiting for that day. I would like that, because I do like playing a first-person shooter with a mouse and keyboard. It feels more natural for me.
Even last gen, there were some games that actually supported that. I know specifically on PS3. I don't know if
Right.
Xbox One or Xbox 360 had that, but I can't think of what games had that option.
No,
but
I didn't even know that was a thing.
That was a thing. I do remember Buddy talking about it one time.
Well, I remember Chester saying that he was buying something like that So I don't know, but I knew it was costing him like an arm and a leg.
Right.
I think it was costing him like $150 actually.
Probably, I'm sure. The other thing that they announced is one of those huge gimmicks that's going around, kind of like how we had years ago with Kinect and Sony coming out with their camera and whatever. Now it's virtual reality, obviously, is the thing.
VR headsets, the Oculus Rift. Yeah.
Everybody wants to do VR now. So Microsoft made it a point to do the HoloLens during their conference using Minecraft. But reading after the fact, Alex kind of wanted to touch on what exactly was misleading towards it.
It was Adam.
Was it Adam?
It was Adam. Jerk.
Yeah, I read some article about it being misleading, but you're putting me on the spot here, and I don't remember. So
Sorry.
Yeah, it's not a big surprise that it's misleading because it's still in such a development phase.
Yeah, it's very alpha right now. So they're going to try to show it to the best of its ability, obviously, and what it can be capable of. But is it going to be anywhere near that? Probably not.
Well, I mean, yeah, and that's just the HoloLens aspect to it. I mean, VR is becoming so huge these days with the Oculus Rift, and I actually had a chance to try it, Oculus Rift on at one point, and it's pretty fucking trippy. Like it's cool. I mean, what I used it for wasn't anything special. It was a dumb marketing ploy for, I think, Jack Daniels or Jim Beam or something like that. And I'm like, okay, what they're having me do is dumb, but actually doing it is cool.
yeah.
And so that's the difference there.
There's a lot of different ideas shooting around with it, and obviously the technology is going there. So as soon as Skynet is enabled, we are all going to die.
That's the thing. Like, I was listening to the Giant Bombcast because they're doing all their E3 coverage, and they were talking about their experience with the Oculus and everything. And it seemed pretty much like an on-rail shooter.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, what it is? I think it was a Walking Dead theme. Maybe it was zombie themed. I think specifically Walking Dead. But it's like this guy that is paralyzed or whatever, or has no legs, and he's in a wheelchair. So people are pushing you around, and you have to shoot the zombies because you have a shotgun. So it's on rails, but like he was saying how you bring the gun up and it takes you a while to realize, oh wait, this isn't really actually my hand or my gun. It's in the game, but it feels like it. But like he's looking around, seeing the zombies and shooting everywhere. And like he said, like even at one point, like he was able to point behind him with the gun and shoot, and still worked.
Oh wow!
So like this VR stuff's like really coming along. So once you get into that, it's going to be really cool. So because they're teaming with Valve, I think, for the VR stuff, and I know. And I've heard people say that Valve's VR stuff is really cool.
That's what Half-Life 3 is going to be?
Yes.
Very cool. Why don't we go on? We've been talking a lot about Microsoft, and let's talk about Sony.
Okay. Well, I mean, they came out guns a-blazing with Last Guardian. Everything,
Yes.
The game that people were like, is this still a game? And they're like, yeah, here it is.
I don't know if they came out guns blazing, but
That was a great way to start the conference. Dude.
Really?
Yeah.
For people that cared, and there are a lot of people that care about that, maybe you're not one of them, but still.
There have been rumors for the past 2 years that the game was just done. Like, canceled. Don't give me the stink eye.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, they're always like, yeah, no, this game's still in development. Then they're just very quiet about it. And they're like, hey, I know we've been quiet about it, but here it is.
Up and running.
Yeah.
And it was gorgeous.
It looked really good. Like, all the destructible environments.
What game did I watch? Really?
You're the worst.
You were-
The absolute worst.
All right, fine.
For somebody that owns a statue of Shadow the Colossus,
I liked Shadow.
well, then you should like this.
I do. 5 years ago.
You're dumb.
We're all rolling our eyes
I
silently.
love the eye rolling. All right, I'm going to shut up now.
Okay,
Let you guys gush.
No, okay,
You-
no.
you
What do
please
you have to
gush.
say about it?
Please gush. Go for it.
Like, it looks good, and I see why it's taking them this long, because they're updating it for this generation.
Mhm.
And with all the physics-based stuff happening, they're going to need a lot of processing power for it. And that gorgeous lighting. I mean, it's very dreamlike, but it still looks really good. And I mean, it looks like it's going to be fun.
Absolutely.
Like I equate it to it's like Eco, but you are the girl at this point. Like the kitty dragon is helping you get to where you need to go.
Wait, the dolphin?
The kitty dragon.
Echo?
Eco.
Eco. Oh, my bad.
You I hate you. I hate you. God. But it's like, you're helping this girl get around. This kitty dragon is helping you get around. So that's really cool.
Yeah. And you know that they're going to incorporate some sort of emotional attachment to that.
Oh, yeah.
Kitty dragon, whatever you want to call it.
And they're gonna murder it.
Probably.
Yeah.
And then the kid turns into the next kitty dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's gonna be awesome.
No, you weren't saying that earlier. So
what?
You weren't saying that earlier.
No, it's great. I'm excited.
Are you?
Yeah, it's great.
Okay.
Street Fighter V was also announced.
Well, it wasn't announced. We knew it was coming, but they showed a lot of gameplay for it,
which looked awesome.
Yeah.
Like really, honestly, like I've not played a lot of Street Fighter as of late, but that looked freaking gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was super impressed by that. Holy shit! Another thing that I was super impressed by that just kind of intimidates me is No Man's Sky. Just the vastness of that game just is like.
I love how you expected, like, no, I don't know how this is going to work because I've never been here before, so we're going to see what happens.
No.
And it's like, that's cool.
Yeah, he just discovered a world. Oh, look, there's people on it, or there's random shit on there. Mm-hmm. It's like, this is amazing, but at the same time, like, what am I going to do in this game?
It's very intimidating.
Yeah.
Like, I like a huge game, but
I think it's just going to be another one of those chill games. You were like, it's one of those, it's like a Sunday morning and you're hungover and you just want to play some games, so you just pop that in and you just chill, get in a tiny space battle, go into this planet, see what's there. Like, it's going to be cool.
I'm going to discover something that no one's ever discovered before in the community. Like, that's fucking kind of cool.
Yeah.
And, like, I loved how he just, like, oh, this is just a little part of the universe. Let me scale back. And, like, every single one of these stars has a planet, and planets, they're all solar system. And it's like, Jesus, that's crazy. I don't know how they can pull that shit off, but they are.
It's procedurally developed, so, I mean, it's a lot of computers building everything. It's not this one guy going in there constructing everything, because that would... it would take an entire team to do that.
Yeah.
For a couple decades.
That would take God to
to
create that. Yeah, that's like, nuts.
I would just love him to put like some super obscure Easter egg on just one tiny planet in like some corner, and just this one person finds it and feels like the coolest person ever.
Yeah, it's like 7 years into the game's life.
Yeah. That totally that kind of reminds me of whatchamacallit, Ready Player One, where it's like this virtual world and there's like gonna be Easter eggs and shit like that. And like
that actually. I didn't even put those two together, but it's very similar in that context.
It's kind of, yeah, it's like this huge virtual world. It's like you can just land on planets and do your own shit. It's like, it's fucking cool as fuck. like, holy shit. It is, yeah. All right.
So that game's going to be fun.
Something that I'm not really excited about, but because I'm not that player, is the Destiny expansion coming out. Is it Token King or something like that?
Taken King?
Taken King?
I know, I have sloppy handwriting. I apologize.
Taken.
It's the Token King. It's the
420 blazing.
Starting.
Yeah, I mean, I was listening to the guys at Bungie talk about it, and they're like, we've been listening to a lot of feedback, and we want to give you a better experience. So I mean, hopefully they're going to do it with this expansion.
I'll give Bungie credit for that. The fact that they're really trying to make their game better.
Yeah. As
opposed to when it first came out, where it was just like, not as everything is advertised or promised or anything. But they've been working on it as they go, which is, awesome for them to do that.
Well, they have like a 10-year life cycle plan for this game, so they're obviously going to try to support as much as they can and give the community what they want.
Yeah.
Do you have any friends playing Destiny right now?
Surprisingly, yes. I still see people on my friends list on my PS4.
Yeah, I saw somebody the other night playing it on the Xbox. So.
Okay. Yeah, and I have a couple friends who still play on a regular basis, I would say.
And it's one of those things, I do kind of want to get back into it because I feel like I am missing out on something. Mm-hmm. At least at this point, I feel like I am.
Yeah.
And I feel like I want to see what it is. So maybe this will be enough sometime in the future to get me back into it. Not right now, because there's way too much for me to play through at the moment. But yeah,
Okay. Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Saw more stuff. You can play as his sister now.
yeah. It's
Batman
the first female assassin on like a proper console game.
on a console. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they had the Vita version
Yeah.
where you were a pirate, female pirate, I believe.
Oh,
No, that was a revolutionary, wasn't it? Wasn't it revolutionary?
you were yeah, it was revolutionary. You were a slave, wasn't it?
A freed slave or a runaway slave? I forget.
I didn't play it regardless.
Well, they had the exclusive missions for the PlayStation 4 on
that's right.
Black Flag.
Yeah.
But like this is like the first proper, I would say.
Okay. Batman's coming out next week. We'll talk about that in the near future.
Hopefully.
Black Ops 3.
Black Ops 3 looked fun, dude.
No,
Like,
I'm not bashing it.
Yeah.
It's not Last Guardian.
I can't believe you just compared those two games. You stupid
No,
son
you're
of a
right.
bitch.
You're right. It's not Last Guardian. So, but I mean,
It's
like
no Madden. I mean,
the multiplayer looked fun. It looked like Titanfall multiplayer without the mechs almost. You're doing wall runs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's taking the Advanced Warfare gameplay and even bringing it to another level.
Yeah.
So it looks fast paced and pretty fucking fun.
Absolutely. And I think they're going to have some really cool customization options for your multiplayer character because of it's almost like Deus Ex. We've got these
Right.
robotic limbs and shit, and it's just
like looking at it, like
Yeah.
even the kind of Bioshock because you had that swarm
yeah.
ability. I'm like, is this fucking Bioshock right now? What's going on?
I've always liked Treyarch ever since the first Black Ops. I didn't like.
World
Actually,
at War?
I liked World at War. I didn't like Call of Duty 3. So
Okay.
I really liked World at War. Had a lot of fun with that one. And then Black Ops came out, and I was like, all right, this is like, there's always been that rift between the guys that like Modern Warfare and the guys
Right.
that like Black Ops. And
Well,
I
like Black Ops a lot because of the story, because all that Cold Era War stuff always
Yeah.
interested me, and so that was really cool, I thought.
I always liked the multiplayer better too. I liked the currency that they had in the first Black Ops, and I liked the fact that the kill streaks weren't as cheap. But anyways, super stoked to play another Treyarch multiplayer game, and I think a big announcement is that Sony is now going to be getting the DLC first.
Yeah, it's a big announcement, but the same.
it's your new home for
Yeah, it's the
Call
new
of
Yeah.
Duty.
right? And but
God
it's also
damn
kind of
it.
thing like I'm not sure that fan base has waned.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure how many people are going to be like, oh, okay, well I'm going to jump to the. I mean, there's going to be a considerable amount jumping to the PS4 version, but not as much as it would have been in the past.
That's true. That's true.
I honestly, I'm sick of Sony's dick wagging shit when they're just like, your new home of Call of Duty. Like, fuck you, Microsoft, you pieces of shit.
I don't think
I
it
mean,
was like
I
that.
feel like that they just might as well come out drunk and just like say that exact words, and when they're doing their
But
conferences.
Microsoft did that for 7 years with Call of Duty.
But it's just so fucking annoying. Like, no, but Sony's notorious. Like, the last couple of years, Sony, man, they're always just like, fuck you, everybody else. Sony's where it's at.
Sony really pushes for the exclusive content.
Yeah,
more
and
than-
they want to stick it to Microsoft as much as possible. So they emphasize your new home for Call of Duty. It's like, come on, go fuck yourselves. Like, seriously?
You really took that personally,
Dude,
I didn't,
it's
even,
just-
I didn't even read it that way.
They're just so fucking, like, self-fillating idiots.
Wow.
I hate the broness of Sony. What the fuck are you doing?
nothing,
Seriously.
nothing. Go ahead.
Stop being an ass. Stop being Sony. Yeah, I'm sick of their fucking conferences, man. They're just sucking. Like, whatever. Whatever. One cool thing they showed, obviously, is something that in a multiplayer that I'm going to play. Star Wars Battlefront.
Fuck yeah.
Yes.
Battlefront looks fucking amazing. Like, that blew me away when they yep, gonna play
It's
the
gonna be
shit
cool.
out of that.
It's gonna be cool.
And you can play single player, you can play multiplayer. It's going to be everything that I want it to be. If you guys haven't checked out footage on that, shame on you. It's fucking baller.
It's good. Yeah. I'm going to sink a lot of time into that one as well, I imagine.
Yeah, that's amazing. One that blew me. Was it Horizon Zero Dawn that
Yep.
we were talking about?
The one that looked like Enslaved meets
Shadows of Mordor.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Those two games, or that game, blew me away when they showed that. I'm like, holy shit, that looks good. Mm-hmm. And Adam is shaking his head.
You're not impressed with it?
Like, everybody's talking about how impressed they are with it. I remember I was watching the Sony conference before Chris was, and I was kind of not live tweeting at him, but I was live texting.
Yeah,
I was like, "Oh, this is what's happening."
I was watching the Hawks win,
and then I wrote down, or I texted him like, "Oh, Horizon such and such, meh." I'm not impressed by it at all. I mean, it graphically looks nice, but I don't know if I want to be like some post-apocalyptic cave person fighting robot dinosaurs.
Why not? It looks like a cool hunting game. You
don't know.
tether the thing down and attack it. Like, that's really cool. I don't know. I
think the robots are what turned me off. I can't put my finger on it, but I think that's what just kind of turned me off of the game.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man, that was like so Enslaved. I love the fucking Enslaved.
Right,
Enslaved
and
was great,
that's
yeah.
the thing. Like, I'm looking forward to it because like they show them, this more of a field area. I'm expecting to get to a point where you're going to like a rundown city, and I think that's going to be cool.
Maybe then I'll get a little more behind it, but as of right now, I'm in the minority for this game.
Yes, you are definitely in a minority for that one, as I am for the other game that we mentioned earlier that shall not be named.
Last Guardian.
What was it?
Last Guardian.
Oh, okay. Hitman was also shown.
Hitman, yeah.
Super excited, man. Like what
The
they're
last
doing
game was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hitman is still a franchise that I love just because it's so fucking badass. You get a contract and you're like, all right, how are you gonna take this dude out? And
You're
like,
given so many options.
there's a
Exactly.
strategy to it. It's a really cool game. And
once, I mean, we could get into it now.
Yeah,
mentioned
let's-
during the Square Enix.
yeah, I mean,
conference,
I don't want to have an 8-hour podcast,
right.
so
No, this is still going to happen. Don't worry. But once during the Square Enix conference when they were talking about, they said they're going to be constantly like giving like weekly updates with new contracts and things like that, and it's going to be persistent. So for these new contracts to come weekly, you have one chance to go at them. If they get away, they get away. If you kill and make a lot of noise, that's the way you kill them. You can't try to do it again. So it's going. Hopefully, they build a huge community of people going like, oh, I decided, if I figured out if I do it this way, that this will happen, and this will work. So it's really interesting, and it's going to support it, for months after the game's release, and that's really cool.
Absolutely.
honestly, it's a genius idea to
Yes.
just continue adding new contracts and doing that stuff. I'm like, yeah, done.
Because
That's fucking brilliant.
each contract's like its own little puzzle, so it's like Candy Crush but killing people.
Essentially, yeah, it's fucking it's baller, man, for sure. It's Disney Infinity 3.0. Excited about that?
Yeah, I am.
Are you?
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of the Marvel figures. That's the reason I got 2.0, because of the Marvel figures, and I'm such a Star Wars fan. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to jump on this bandwagon as well. So I'm looking forward to that. And from what I understand is, they're trying to put a lot more gameplay into it and a lot more story-based stuff and missions, which I thought was the biggest drawback for 2.0. I mean,
Yeah.
because they focus a lot on your toy box and building your own world. This, they seem like they're going to put a lot more focus on the single-player campaign aspects of it, which I'm excited for.
That was my drawback and why I didn't purchase it, because everybody knows that Chris likes little toys. For gameplay, he'll buy the shit out of those for some fucking reason. Whether it be Skylanders or Amiibos or whatever it is, I get onto those bandwagons like must collect all. But I never did on the Sony Infinities, which I'm really proud of myself.
Sony Infinities?
Or whatever, the Disney Infinities. Really proud of myself for that. But yeah, I think it was the toy chest aspect to it that really held me back.
Oh, okay.
Where, like, it's cool that I can have my Marvel characters, my Disney characters, but they can't play together unless it's in the sandbox. Mm-hmm. And that was always just a downfall for me. Like, no, I don't like that.
I can see that.
So, when I was watching other aspects of the Sony conference, I kept on thinking of the Conan O'Brien bit in the year 2000. And I kind of wanted to do that here just because it's so fucking ridiculous, the shit that they announced. That being Last Guardian, a game that was in the making for 7 years at this point or some shit.
It's been a while.
A game that is. It's great that they're finally making it. I mean,
still
don't get me
being
wrong.
part of 4-player co-op when that was originally
Yeah.
announced.
Yeah. I mean that was in the old years of podcasting for me, or the early years. But it's a game that should have been announced many years ago, or out playable many years ago. Same thing with these two games, Final Fantasy VII.
Remake.
They finally announced it. Fanboys went ape shit. The funny thing about that is they quickly after that said, we just announced it. It's not going to be anytime soon. We're still working on it.
Yeah.
So that game's still going to be 2 to 3 years out.
There's going to be a large production value behind that game. That's the thing.
So they're going to do it. Awesome. They announced it. Don't expect it this holiday season. Don't expect it next holiday season. Realistically, it's probably going to be 2 to 3 years away. For that. So fanboys rejoice. Yay. The other one was Shenmue 3. Like, wait a minute. What? Shenmue? Like, really?
Dude, people have been asking for this game.
Well, yeah, obviously, because
forever.
the story ended the way the story ended in 2. But, like,
I don't even know how the story
this
ended
is a
in 2.
Kickstarter. It's not even like they announced it. Like, yeah.
Or it reached the Kickstarter.
Obviously, it reached the
Fastest
Kickstarter.
Kickstarter ever, yeah.
Right.
Fastest to reach 2 million.
There you go, yeah.
So people obviously wanted this thing.
I think it's like 3.25 million at this point. I looked a little bit earlier.
But yeah, so they announced it. They wanted to share the excitement on stage for Sony's conference. And they're like, Shenmue and fucking Final Fantasy and Last Guardian. Like, all these old retro games. Like, it's like they went to a time machine and looked up the E3 for 2000 and announced these same games. It's just, all right, that's cool. You guys excited for these?
I'm excited for both of those, yeah. Like,
Can we openly admit that Final Fantasy VII's story was not as good as some of the other Final Fantasies, and get over that?
I thought it was really good.
It was good. It wasn't it's not.
It was better than 8. I think I like 9 better story wise.
I think 9's story was a lot better.
Yeah,
To be honest,
yeah. But still, I mean, there's just
it's like a taboo thing to say, like, "Ooh, you didn't like Final Fantasy VII."
I'm
It's
not
like,
even
yeah, it was
saying I
fine,
didn't like it.
but it was like, it's
no,
not the
I liked
game
it
that people were jacking off to all the fucking time.
Jesus Christ. You're really vulgar this episode, man.
It's the Sony conference that does it to me. Apparently.
like I'm really looking forward to it because I thought there was a great world that they developed around there, and I want to get into it again, but prettier.
All right, fair enough. Adam, are you excited for Shenmue?
Shenmue, yes. Final Fantasy.
What is it?
Shenmue.
Okay, I'm not even going to try.
This is Shenmue.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shenmue.
Yeah. All right. Are you excited for that game?
Excited for Shenmue, yes.
Okay.
Not so much for Final Fantasy because I've never been a turn-based kind of guy.
You've never really got.
I'm excited
Well,
for people. Like,
Yeah, are they
they're
gonna
getting what they want.
Are they going to
from
rebuild
what
the combat system?
From what I was reading, it seemed like they're hinting towards that they're going. It's not going to be like a straight remake. They're going to modernize it to some degree.
So they'd
I mean,
redo
there's so scarce details. All we know is that there's a remake happening.
Yeah. I mean, it's a 17-year-old game, so...
Right. I feel at this point... I mean, looking at what they've been doing lately with the Final Fantasy franchise, battle-wise, they've been updating that.
Oh, God, yeah.
So I can't imagine they're going to do straight turn-based combat, so...
And they've had a lot of success in a lot of their different battle systems in previous games, or games that have come out since Final Fantasy VII. So I'd be shocked if they didn't update the battle system in this for sure.
Well, I don't think they're going to update it too much because I think they'll get a lot of fucking backlash for it.
Fucking nostalgia assholes.
Yeah.
Like, seriously. If you want this game, let them update it so it's current, so you don't play 20 minutes of it, like, oh, it's cool for nostalgia, and then you never touch it again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if you wanted just a remake, you can go buy Final Fantasy VII right now and play it.
Download it even.
Yeah, I mean, you can get it anywhere at this point.
It's all over the PSN store.
And you can get the turn-based system. You can get all that shit. If they're going to make a remake, they're spending money on the remake, let them do it right. That's all I'm saying. All right, so we haven't gotten into EA, Square Enix, Ubisoft, But let's talk about the other big quickly. Nintendo.
Okay.
And Nintendo
This is
Direct.
going to be a quick one. Sorry, guys.
Nintendo Direct is it's Nintendo's
Answer.
version of a
Yeah.
It's their version of their press conference. Where
They don't give a shit about E3 anymore.
No, they don't. They don't necessarily need to be there. They're just going to do their own thing and show some interviews of like people talking about Star Fox and showing some gameplay aspects to Star Fox. And I think that the only way that you should really watch Nintendo Directs going forward is tripping balls. Because if you're tripping balls and seeing these puppets, that would be the most amazing experience ever. For a conference, they would win every year.
Puppet? Oh yeah,
they would win every freaking year. Like, did you see that fucking puppet? Like, that would be the most amazing thing. But yeah, in all seriousness, they had weird puppets. Star Fox looked okay. I'm not crazy about the way that it looks like for controlling it.
Right. I've heard people say that it takes a while to get used to, but from my understanding, you could turn that feature off.
Okay. That's huge news because
but they're saying
don't know how I feel
it plays
about
a lot like Nintendo or the 64 version. So if you're a fan of the 64 version, this seems like it's going to be right up your alley.
Awesome, that's huge.
And I think there's like different ways to take down the bosses. Like you could do because they showed like you as that like weird ostrich walker thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like what happens is you could blow off parts of the boss. And if you so decide, you could fly into like an open section, then go to that walker thing and destroy it from the inside. So
interesting.
Yeah, they're doing different things with that, and it seems like it may be fun. My problem is like aesthetically, it still looks old and dated.
It does. It completely does. I 100% agree with you.
Like I'm like okay, I know this is like the first 3D game for the Nintendo. So, you had really low polygon counts, and you really couldn't do much with that. Up it up a bit. Like, make it look better.
Take the time to upgrade that shit, like what they're doing for Final Fantasy VII.
Yes.
It does look very outdated and is unfortunate because people have been waiting for years for Star Fox. I was unimpressed with it, to be honest. I think Adam's shaking his head in agreement.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing from Nintendo was really like, wow.
Okay, so I guess we're going to go through Nintendo fast. Hyrule Warriors announced for 3DS. Okay. Fire Emblem Xenoblade Chronicles 10 comes out December 5th.
Pretty cool.
That does look cool. I think that's something that I might be interested in. The Animal Crossing designer, Happy Home designer.
Yeah, it's more Animal Crossing if you're into that.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people are fans of Animal Crossing.
Yoshi Woolly World looks kind of cool.
That does look cool. The
amiibos for that looks awesome.
On the opposite spectrum of Star Fox, it looks gorgeous.
Yeah.
It looks really up to date.
100% agree with you. Super Mario Maker, sorry, looks awesome. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun.
That thing beforehand, the people playing that, the competition or whatever,
yeah.
And that looked really cool.
Yeah, you can make your own levels and designs, and it looks like it's going to be pretty user friendly.
Mm-hmm.
I would assume. Yeah, so that's the major thing that they're really pushing is the Mario Maker, which you know what, so be it. It looks pretty cool. I don't know if that's going to be the system seller that they want, but they've already sold a lot because of Brawl and because of Mario Kart.
Yeah, and they're going to sell a lot more once Zelda comes out.
Oh yeah, for sure. Then they announced Triforce Heroes for 3DS.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not really.
Yeah, I mean,
multiplayer aspect is kind of cool.
Right, it's supposed to be like the predecessor or the sequel to Four Swords, I guess.
Four Swords, yeah.
So,
yeah,
I like a good top-down Zelda game.
Okay. Mario and Luigi Papa Jam.
Paper Jam.
Oh, well, of course, not here. Papa Jom.
Whatever.
Papa John's.
Yeah,
I forgot the R. I'm sorry.
Pepe.
That looked cool, because I always really liked the Paper Mario games,
mm-hmm.
and this one looks fun.
Yep.
But I don't own a 3DS, so probably won't play it.
And then a Mario Tennis is coming out. I guess I've expected that.
Really?
Or like a Mario game like that.
Yeah.
Mario Soccer or Mario Tennis.
Why
They're,
don't we
they're
get
fun
Mario
games.
Hockey?
They're fun games. I mean, don't get me wrong. Skylander is supercharged with an amiibo, which they're finally doing a separate secondary functionality for an amiibo.
So are you upset that you sold all your amiibos?
No, God, no. Shit. No.
Yes, you are.
Happy that those are gone out of my hair forever. But yeah, it's the aspect that you kind of expected an amiibo to have to begin with, being able to save data,
Yes. No, it actually has it.
and now it has it. So, like, yeah, good job, guys. Awesome.
Took you a while, but you finally caught on what these things are supposed to do.
Yeah. So, still, fuck amiibos, and yeah. Adam's enthralled by this. He's checking his phone.
Sorry.
It's Nintendo. No one's enthralled by it much anymore.
Yeah.
Even my friends who are huge Nintendo fans, I heard them saying like, "Yeah, they shat the bed on this one."
Ask them to watch it again, tripping balls, and it'll be a completely different experience.
Okay.
So acid is a requirement.
Acid is a requirement for Nintendo Directs going forward. If you watched the Nintendo Direct on acid, please let us know and share your experiences.
Did you turn to a puppet as well?
EA Conference!
Okay.
Star Wars Old Republic Fallen Empire expansion.
Yeah, for all you people who still play that game,
Yeah.
giving an expansion, it's supposed to be a lot more story driven.
Man, I would have...
Which is awesome because it's a BioWare game. And that's what people were saying they want out of it is
Yeah.
more story driven content.
I wanted a Knights of the Old Republic for the new gen. That would have been a freaking amazing announcement. Like, that would have blew me away. I'm like, yep, in. But no, just an expansion. Need for Speed looked awesome.
Yes.
Uh,
That's actually a racing game that I think I want because I've been aching for a new racing game, and this seems like right up my alley.
Yeah, I love those Most Wanted, Carbon.
Yeah, because this reminds me most of Carbon. Carbon was probably the favorite one that I played out of those.
I always loved Underground 1 and 2.
Underground 1 and 2 were really good, too.
Those are
those.
my favorite. But
I would say that was the heyday of Need for Speed.
It was.
That era.
Then it just became one of those things. It was saturated the market too much.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they went in a different direction, too. But like, that era right there where you were talking about with...
like the Fast and Furious
Yeah.
era of
Oh,
games.
God, I love the shit out of those games.
Neon underbody kits and
Yeah, I had to finish those games. Like, I love them so much. Mirror's Edge Catalyst.
fuck yeah.
That looks so cool. That free roaming world.
Yep. And no guns. It's going to be so good.
Coming February 23rd, 2016.
That's what they're saying.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
That'll
that's
be
awesome.
the first game I play after Fallout.
I don't know if you're going to have time. Like, yeah, I don't know if that's enough leeway.
That'll be after 3 months of playing Fallout. I will at that point
They have to-
be ready to try something else, and Mirror's Edge will be that game because I loved the absolute shit out of the first Mirror's Edge.
Yeah.
It's a game that you really have to play again. It's been too long.
Yeah, I have it if you need it.
No, I have my own copy.
Okay,
don't
cool.
worry about it. Don't you worry your pretty little head about it. I got it covered.
Good.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Pretty little head, pretty big head. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know.
Definitely not little. No. Then they showed other stuff that we kind of talked about. They talked about Plants vs. Zombies 2 gameplay, which looked awesome. Battlefront gameplay, which freaking looked amazing. They talked about sports like EA usually does, announcing their new sports stuff.
Interesting that I didn't see any Madden out of it.
Well, they don't need to.
You
Because
know?
it's the same every year.
Yeah.
Okay.
They probably just
Prettier graphs.
updated the graphics and,
Yeah.
and updated the rosters and didn't even have any new features for it this year. They're just not telling anybody.
Yeah, that's true.
So who cares? I mean,
But I feel like we
Madden
usually at
Knights-
least see it.
Oh yeah, God no. We'll see it before it launches.
But
in
no,
August.
I think we usually see it at their conference at E3. So I'm like, it's weird they didn't show it.
Yeah, you know what? Valid point. Square Enix. This caught me by surprise. I was surprised about Just Cause 3 and my reaction to it, my personal reaction to it. Like, that looked fucking awesome. Like,
Right.
holy shit, I want to play that tomorrow.
Just Cause 2 was a lot of fun.
And I didn't play, like, I haven't gotten into the series yet, just because open worlds take time, and it's like I kind of focus in my time on certain real world or open worlds that I like. Saints Row, for instance, like I'll play the shit out of those games. But like Just Cause 3 kind of looked like it reminded me of some aspects of Saints Row that I
It's
really do
always
want to play.
kind of been like that, but not so much in the
It-
comedy aspect, but
Yeah.
like in the over-the-top, just
Yeah,
kind of
Like-
bionic commando off of things. And
Like I was saying to you the other night, it's like if you took the Mercenary series and just put crack in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Perfect.
You just Michael Bay the shit out of it,
Right.
and be like, yeah. No, it excited me. I think that I'm definitely going to be down for that. I'm going to actually try to jump on Just Cause 2 a little bit.
You should.
And
It's
see if I
fun.
enjoy that as much.
It's a lot of
Because
fun.
this one, like, I don't know what it was. Maybe it just caught me at the right time where I looked up, like, holy shit, this looks fucking fun.
Yeah.
And
All the destruction, explosions.
yeah,
Ow.
like how do you not love that? Tomb Raider cinematic trailer looked freaking awesome.
Yeah. Gorgeous as always.
Yep. Something that kind of made me a little bit like, Kingdom Hearts 3 gameplay.
I like the Kingdom Hearts.
But like, it's so dated now.
Yeah.
It's
That's the thing.
What's going on with this? Is another game that should have came out 10 years ago. It's like I think that was the overall theme for the conference. It's like, remember your nostalgia? Remember these games that you used to love? Here they are again. Just finally, after all this time. Because shit, man, were you working at a game store when Kingdom Hearts 2 came out?
Shit. What year did
I don't even remember.
Kingdom Hearts 2 come out?
But that came out.
Must have been 04
And then
or
they
05.
have the trailer for like 3 at the end of it. Like, yeah, so you're thinking it's
Well,
gonna come
they did
out
the same
soon.
with Kingdom Hearts 1.
Yeah, and it's just like, dude, what are you guys doing, man? You came out with 50 other Kingdom Hearts games since then. Like, dude, people need to play every single one of these games to know the storyline now. What's going on with your universe that you've taken way too long to do? So yeah, I'm not impressed, man. Like, I just.
Like it's weird because I mean, this is a game that's been gone long enough that you think you'd be excited for it if you're a fan. Cat, don't do that. You think you'd be a fan, but it just did nothing to really impress because it just looks the same.
No, dude, 100% agree with you. Like, they need to do something with that franchise. If they're going to try to come out with 3, they need to blow it out of the water. But it doesn't look like they're wanting to. They're just going to continue on with the same trek.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to be dated. People are going to play it and be like, this would have been cool 10 years ago.
And I think at this point you're going to have to see, okay, what are they going to bring to the game? Like, what different worlds are they going to bring to excite
Right.
people? And I'm not sure at this point if there's really anything in the roster that they can do.
No.
It's
I do 100% agree with you. Deus Ex looked pretty cool.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
I'm so excited for that game.
yeah, we've seen the trailer for that. It blew our minds before. So, again, seeing, it's like, yep, ready for that. That sounds awesome. Kingdom Hearts Unchained, the mobile game.
Yeah.
What else do we have? Star Ocean.
Star Ocean. I'm surprised because like Star Ocean is not a franchise that a lot of Americans know. So the fact that they're bringing this to the stateside is really interesting. I'm going to say this about the Square Enix conference. It made me want to get into JRPGs again. It's been a while since I've really played a good one, and I kind of getting that itch since the conference.
Would it be World of Final Fantasy?
Probably not.
Yeah, that did not look very good.
Bunch
No.
of chibi freaking Final Fantasy
Well,
characters.
I don't care if it's chibi. It just didn't look interesting.
No, it really didn't. Like, it was so underwhelming. I showed a trailer to a friend of mine who loves Final Fantasy, and they were like, doesn't look,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like, it's something about Final Fantasy. It just needs to be final and be done. Like, okay, that can go away now.
I'm actually excited for 15. 15 looks good.
Okay. I hope that they can come back and, like, knock some Final Fantasy out of the park and be like, yes, we finally did it.
So
After
do
15 Final Fantasies.
I see people playing the shit out of Final Fantasy 14
14?
all the time on my PS4.
People still love it, man. It's just not me anymore.
I mean, it's obviously not a traditional Final Fantasy because it's an MMO, but people love it.
Yeah, no, true, dude. Completely agree. All right, so we've covered the conferences. We've shared our thoughts on many games.
Did we do Ubisoft?
We did not do Ubisoft. Damn
I
it.
thought we did.
We touched on some Ubisoft stuff earlier for the other conferences, but
No, we didn't go through Ubisoft. They had the South Park Fractured Butthole.
Again, spacing.
fractured butthole.
That's what I said.
Fractured butthole.
Yeah.
That and I'm excited for that because the last game was so much fun. I think it was both in our top 5, right?
Yeah, dude, I loved the last game. Last game was...
And now they're going with the superhero they're a superhero imagination instead of the Lord of the Rings one. So I'm all excited for that. That's going to be cool.
Absolutely agree. Trials Fusion, The Crew.
Yeah, no one cares about The Crew.
They showed The Division again, Assassin's Creed, Just Dance 2016.
Streaming, which is interesting.
Subscription streaming, which is actually a cool idea for a dance game, where I guess you pay a streaming subscription and you can just get updated songs.
You're
now,
right.
if they keep it updated to like modern songs that happen like right away, and they like update those songs within like the next couple of weeks or something like that, that'd be pretty freaking rad. If you're into those dance games.
Yeah, well, but that begs the question: like, how many people are really that into?
Oh, a huge amount, dude.
Really?
Yeah, there's a lot of girls that love those games.
I don't know if they still do though, because there was a time period when dance games were like, that was the shit,
Yeah. Then Han Solo started to dance, and we're like, what the hell's happening?
Yeah. That was a thing. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Oh no, it's the thing that the internet constantly reminds me of, and I'm glad they do because it's hilarious.
The other announcement that I was really happy about from them was the Ghost Recon.
The Ghost Recon game looked pretty cool.
That's another franchise that I really loved back in the day when I was playing a lot of multiplayer, was Ghost Recon. And
Advanced Warfighter was fucking huge.
Yeah.
People play the shit out of that
right,
game.
Right, yeah.
It was Advanced Warfighter 1 and 2.
And I like that franchise. I like what they do with it. So I was excited for it. I'm really stoked for that in Rainbow Six this year. Mm-hmm. Anything else you guys want to touch on Ubi's? I know we kind of really just glossed over that.
Because we went through everything else earlier, basically.
Yeah, I mean, they showed other stuff. Like, obviously,
double dipping.
More Assassin's Creed and, stuff. Division.
Well, that Division trailer when, like, this one guy's helping out and Sonny caps him at the end and steals their shit. It's like, wow, you're a dick.
Yeah.
I hope I don't run into you.
Oh, man, going back to Sony. We didn't talk about Uncharted 4.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
And how the game bricked.
Actually, you know what? I read an interview with a dude that was playing it. He was behind the stage. They gave him the wrong controller.
Oh.
So they had several controllers because they had several PS4s running. So the game didn't freeze. He was given the wrong controller. It was lit up and everything, and he's sitting there, he's hitting analog sticks, and nothing was happening.
That's on the other screens.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. So you could tell, basically, because everything was still moving on screen. It's just Nathan Drake was just standing there.
Right.
He was just chilling.
Yeah. They ended up having to basically plug that controller into the PS4 that he was using and reset it, which is why that whole demo kind of restarted.
Okay.
So it was the quickest solution rather than trying to dig through all the controllers and figure out what was what. But still kind of embarrassing for them, but when it was up and running, it was fucking gorgeous.
It wasn't like when Assassin's Creed crashed.
Yeah.
At one time. Yeah.
That's very true. But yeah, after they got it running, was awesome.
It looked really cool.
Oh, God,
This thing seemed like it went on a little too long. And it's like, how many times can you go down a different alley and avoid this? Like, okay. After the fifth time, you're like, okay, guys, we got it. This car's shooting at you.
Yeah, that was.
But other than that, it looked cool.
Like, he went through like areas and like jumping off of buildings and like just crazy shit. Like, how's that thing still behind him? There's no fucking way that's still behind him.
Then it was in front of him suddenly. Like, no, that makes no sense. I'm not sure if you know how
using
time and
Mario
space
Kart
works.
physics.
Yeah, it's yeah, that was nuts. But other than that, it's fucking Uncharted. Like, I'm stoked, man. I love that shit.
It's gonna be so freaking great.
All right. With that noise, we are wrapping up.
Meow.
We're wrapping up our thoughts, our final thoughts, takeaways, things you're excited about.
Fallout 4. Fallout 4.
Who won?
Fallout 4.
This is just a dumb thing, but like, okay, which conference do you think was
Fallout
the best
4.
conference?
Fallout 4.
Fallout 4 was the best conference. Okay,
Fallout 4
because that makes sense.
from
Okay.
Bethesda.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what had me the most fucking excited, followed by Last Guardian and Uncharted.
I hope Last Guardian feels really dated, and I can just make you eat
I
every
hope
fucking word.
you contract herpes of the face right now.
Right now?
Yeah.
Are you going to give me the herpes on the face right now?
No. I
you
don't have
it?
them.
Uh-huh.
Wow, this got weird.
Don't say such nasty things about Last Guardian. Why?
I'm not saying nasty things about him. I was talking about Sony when I was talking
You said,
nasty.
I hope it feels dated.
It is going to be dated.
No,
it
it's-
looks dated.
How?
It looks like the gameplay was from 2006.
I think you're
Stupid?
going into the game expecting different gameplay.
I need explosions all
No,
over the
and
place in the
that's
background.
problem. That's the problem.
I need to be able to teabag that rat-looking thing.
The kitty dragon?
Yeah.
Kitty dog dragon?
I need to
No, it will be
Teabag that.
teabagging you when it comes out, and it's awesome.
and say that I slept with its mother.
You need to play Halo then. Sorry.
All right.
Can
Anyways,
you teabag Nathan Fillion in Halo 5?
oh man, that changes things, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. So, anyways,
The hammer is my dick. Oh, penis. He wasn't that explicit. I'm sorry. The hammer
Yeah.
was my penis.
this has been a vulgar episode.
Yeah. E3, everybody.
Happy E3. Okay, seriously though, which conference won?
Bethesda.
Yeah.
If we're talking big three,
Okay. Well, let's do overall who won. You say, guys.
it's weird saying big three because Nintendo doesn't give a shit anymore, though.
Yeah.
Okay. So, overall, you're saying Bethesda.
Bethesda.
Yes, that one. And okay, I'll agree. I think that the Fallout 4 shit was dope. Dishonored was awesome. Yeah. Okay. I enjoyed their conference the best, and that was the first conference, so that was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
So now, just big three.
It's really a toss-up for me between Microsoft and Sony.
Right.
They both had really cool stuff and then really boring stuff. So to me, it's like a toss-up between a really fucking awesome controller that costs too much and some really cool games on the PS4.
Game-wise, PS4 won. Feature-wise, I think Xbox.
That's the best way to put it. Backwards compatibility, a cool controller, potential with that hollow thing.
Yes.
But game-wise, yeah, Alex, you're right. I think we saw some way cool stuff on the PlayStation 4 conference.
Yeah, I mean, in all honesty, I think it was a tie. No acid required for between Microsoft and Sony. They both had good things. They both had bad things, and there wasn't like that blowing
You take the good,
away.
you take the bad.
Yeah, it was the facts of life. But no, honestly, I agree, 100%. It was a tie this year. There was just nothing there that was like fucking blowing everything away. It wasn't.
No, I don't want to even say it wasn't anything blowing everything away. I think everyone had strong presentations, and it wasn't the lack that we've had in the past years. These were actually all really strong presentations, I thought.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I'm actually really looking forward to the games to come in the next 2 years.
Unless you're Final Fantasy VII, then it's 5 years.
Probably.
Well, they've waited this long. What's another 5?
Yeah, right.
It's a drop in the bucket.
25th anniversary of Final Fantasy VII. Here it is, guys. We finally did it. Fucking A.
Shit, when did that come out?
98, I think it was, or 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
They're on pace for the 25th anniversary.
Yeah. One thing I think we forgot to say about the Sony conference in
shit.
reference to
Sorry.
Uncharted. I'm actually really excited for the first time in a while for a collection of games. The Uncharted HD collection.
Oh, my God.
All 3.
Oh.
That's going to be cool. That's going to come with a beta for 4, too.
That is cool.
For 4's multiplayer.
And holy shit, we did a disservice. We didn't even mention my Gears of War remastered or 4.
Oh, yeah.
Damn it, man. Thank you for reminding me about that, Adam. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, super stoked to play those 3 games again. I mean, I loved the first 2, liked the third one, and I can't wait to play them again, even though I already own them. I know it's in the back of my head, I'm like, that's really stupid, you have these.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to see them maybe look a little bit better. Even if not, I'll play them with a better controller now. And
Yes. God, yes.
it's just, they're fun friggin' games,
I
man.
hear that.
And having just a simple collection together like that is good.
All on one disc.
Yeah. Bullet sponging bad guys. Love it. No, I'm just kidding. I like the controller better on the PS4. So
They're such fun games.
yeah. The 2 is definitely the strong point in that series. Faux show.
Yeah. Did you want to talk about Gears of War?
I did want to bring that up real quick. Remastered would have been cooler if it was a collection.
Yeah, it's just the first one, right?
It's just the first one, which is a disappointment.
I feel like that's a cop-out. Like,
It almost is at this point, where they should have just fucking did a collection of them.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been a lot cooler.
have they announced how much this game is going to
I
cost?
think it was 150.
No, honestly.
No.
It better not be $60.
40, 50, 60 in that area.
Yeah, I don't know.
That should be like a $20 game tops.
I'd say 40 tops.
It's fucking the first Gears, dude.
Yeah.
If it was like the first 3, I'd say $60 hands down for sure. But just the first one, it's like, no, man.
No, dude. But the multiplayer aspects to it, I would say $40. $40 is the spot for it. Okay, anyways. Gears 4. I do want to mention that because I was unimpressed. Being a big Gears fan, I really enjoy Gears. I love the franchise. I played the shit out of that game, or those games. And I was just not really impressed with what they showed of 4 at all. And I don't know, something about it.
Do that now, though. A lot of their initial demos are very narratively based and have dialogue heavy, and you don't get a lot of the action until much later in the cycle that you see it. Yeah,
it reminded me of like what I kind of compared it to like an Uncharted type of like Nathan Drake talking dialogue type of thing. Kind of exploring this area, not a lot of action going on. You're still bulky, cover-based guy with like that type of dialogue kind of thing. It was kind of jarring. It didn't feel like a Gears game. And then like they finally get into like a little bit of an action, but by then it's just like, this Gears? Like,
but even then, it wasn't like a swarm of enemies that you're used to. It was
it wasn't just the Gears. It was just different, and I didn't know if I liked that at all. For the first look of a game, obviously there's probably going to be a lot more elements to like that remind you of Gears and shit like that going on later.
Yeah.
But for a first announcement, here's Gears 4, really unimpressed by that.
I'm wondering if they're going to go in almost like a Halo direction and introduce new enemies, or if it's still going to be the Locust.
They probably should at this point.
That's what I think.
I mean, you've gone through, what, 4 games now?
Yeah.
Yeah, 4 games. So, yeah, I think it's time for a new enemy, and maybe that we're going to see that in this one. But what they showed here was just underwhelming to me, being a Gears fan.
Okay.
All right. I think that's it. Did we forget anything else?
I don't know. I have that whole list I wrote down for you that you seem to not pay attention to.
What are you talking about? I've been going through your list.
Well, you missed a lot of things.
Your 8 pages. Okay.
There
Do you want me? Okay.
3.5.
Do you want me to talk about? What do you want to talk about? What Nair sequel? You want me to talk about that?
Actually, that's kind of cool.
Okay. So Nair sequel.
There's some cool people behind that I could get behind. I had known nothing about the original one, but
Do you want to talk about Trackmania Turbo?
that looked fun.
Amiibo or Ammo 2205?
Oh no, it's city building. Don't care.
The Media Molecule game looks pretty cool.
Yes.
Dreams. Yes.
Yes, I did want to touch on that.
And you
actually.
did write that here.
I did write that there.
Son
I
of a-
know that. I remember that. That looks cool.
Absolutely.
That looked interesting. It looks like it's going to be a bitch to make, though.
I don't think so, man. It seemed like the controller creation that they demoed really briefly was pretty intuitive. I mean, it used motion controls, and they just drew a stick figure and it came to life. I was like, whoa, I can get behind that.
Yeah. No, it looked great. Like, it looks like there's the possibilities are...
There was another one.
Really
You know what? I didn't write that down. I don't think they mentioned it in the...
Tacoma?
No. Well, Tacoma, yeah, of course. Because I was such a huge Gone Home fan, and it's from Fulbright. But it's an EA game, Unraveled.
Oh.
That one with the yarn kitty.
Yeah.
That looked really cool.
That looked interesting, for sure. I agree. Let's see. Beyond Eyes?
I wrote that down. I don't remember what that is.
I don't know. Like, seriously.
Yeah. There's
There's
pages of shit. I'm sure there's stuff we missed that you guys are excited about.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, we never had a Square conference before, so like,
Right.
there's just a lot of stuff that we got from E3 this year, which is
But
awesome.
we didn't have an Activision conference. Don't they usually have? Yeah.
Yeah, no Activision, and of course no Konami.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with them.
Whatever. All right.
So that's our show?
I guess, yeah.
Are we sure now? Are we done now? Or?
I'm sure we missed stuff, but it's obviously stuff we're not that interested about.
Yeah. So, okay, go for it.
Well, you can follow me on Twitter. My name there is Alex Sandberg, AlexSandberg, or you can email me directly at the website, alex@lostlevel.com. What about you, Adam?
I'm more of an Instagrammer. You can find me on there under Adam Howlett, AdamHowlett. You can also email me at adamhowlett@lostlevel.com. And Chris?
If you love cat pictures, follow me on Instagram. No, I tweet every now and then. We follow us on Lost Level, or The Lost Level on Twitter. If you want to follow me on Instagram, it's Chris is Calm. If you want to follow me on Twitter, it's Calm Intensity. If you want to follow Lost Level in general, all our social media, we have it on Facebook, we have YouTubes, we have everything. In the upper right-hand corner of LostLevel.com, you'll be able to find all this information and follow us there. So click on those links, and you'll be able to get the latest from the Lost Level crew. And we really appreciate you guys listening. Again, this is our E3 coverage episode. We did a fun jog down memory lane for our episode 100, which was our last episode. In the near future, we're also going to be talking about Jurassic World. I have a lot to say about that.
Yep.
And we are also doing a new podcast called Side Quests. That will be coming out shortly. We talked about it briefly before. We did some little bit formatted changes, getting used to the role-playing experiences and getting into our characters. So we are very close to announcing and releasing the very first episode of that. Super stoked. We will talk to you guys later.
Bye.